What's up, everybody? I'm back with another video, and today we are making hot wings. You'll need chicken, celery, carrots, apple cider vinegar or white vinegar is fine, butter, ranch, pepper, salt, chicken seasoning, lemon pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, some hot sauce, and some flour. Okay, let's get started. And what we'll be using the vinegar for, apple cider, is to clean our chicken. So we're just gonna pour a little bit in there. I already poured some before. Then we're gonna get the salt and we're gonna throw it in there. And don't worry, guys, it's not gonna make the chicken salty. It's just gonna act as an abrasive while we clean the chicken. And so we're just gonna get it, grab one, and grab a chicken, and we're just gonna go like that, rub them all together. I'm gonna go ahead and continue this off camera, and I'll be back. All right, everybody, I'm back. So I washed my chicken with apple cider vinegar and salt, and I rinsed it 2 times while I did that. You wanna do it in cold water. You wanna make sure that your chicken is really clean, no yellow stuff, no nothing like that. Then you wanna go ahead and take a napkin and pat them dry. Pat them dry so that way you don't get soggy wings, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with the garlic. These aren't gonna be your normal hot wings. We're gonna put so much flavor into this so that when you bite down, you don't just taste hot sauce. Once you eat these wings the way that I'm showing you to make them, promise you won't ever wanna eat them any other way. And wings are so easy to make, and it's so inexpensive. You don't have to go out and buy wings. You can just make them at home yourself. I cheated because I got the wing dings, but normally I get the wings and I just cut them up. I'm gonna make another video on lemon pepper wings, and I'll show you guys how I do that as well. Don't be afraid to let your kids get in the kitchen with you. Let them help you out. This is a fun activity that you can do together. Just want to put a little salt, and here we go with our pepper. And I also put some gloves on because I got tired of washing my hands. So what we're gonna do is, see, I got it seasoned up all nice and well. We're just gonna mix everything together, get it in there all good. And I got saran or parchment paper on the bottom so that way all the chicken juice, what is left, it doesn't go onto my pan, and it's easier to clean. If you have foil, it's probably better to use foil. I don't have foil, so I'm using what I got. So we're gonna do this. I'm just gonna mix it all together really well. Mix it really well. And then we're gonna let this sit and soak in for about 15 minutes, okay? So that way the spices can soak in into the meat. And while we're letting it soak, we're gonna go ahead and turn on our oil. You can use canola oil or any kind of vegetable oil. I am using peanut oil. And you want it to get to 350, okay? So I'm gonna let these sit for 15 minutes, let the seasoning soak in. I'm gonna turn on my oil, and then I'll be back. All right, it's been about 16 minutes. See how good they look? So now we're just gonna take them, we're just gonna bring them right over to the flour. Make sure you get it on every one of them. I used about 2 cups of flour for this. What we're gonna do is shake, lay. And we're gonna let these lay and sit for about another 10 minutes. That way the flour can actually stick to the meat. All right, and while we wait for our flour to settle on our chicken, we're gonna go ahead and cut our celery. Wash my vegetables. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that head off right there. Simple. Take, slice down the middle, and we just wanna cut some sticks. Those to the side, and if there's some stuff that doesn't look so good like that, definitely cut. All right, so now my heat is ready. I have a temperature thing, but if you do not, you can just do the old trick. See how it goes right away like that? That means it's ready. If it was to float to the bottom, then it wouldn't be ready yet. And do you see how the flour has stuck to the meat? See that? That's what we want. And anytime you cook anything, you want to go on with it face down. Oh yeah, you see that sizzle? That's what we look for. And you don't want to overcrowd your pan. If you have to make it in 2 batches, go ahead. I'm going to finish filling my pot and I'll be back. Alright, and as our chicken fries, we're going to come over and we're going to start on our sauce. So I only cook for 2 people, so I'm only going to use 1 whole bottle of Frank's Red Hot. But if you have a big family, feel free to use 2. And since me and my girlfriend, we don't like it too much butter. The more butter, the more spice it takes away. So I'm going to put half a stick. We're going to go crazy with some garlic powder, some onion powder, some lemon powder, and this is where it's going to be, it'll never taste the same again, because we are changing the game. And a little bit of salt. Stirring it, and once the butter gets hot enough, it'll start to melt into it. And we're going to sit here and we're going to let it reduce. Okay? So I'll be back. See how I'm able to just stir, and the butter will slowly start to mix in. And we're going to let this sit, and we're going to let it reduce. I'm cooking it on a medium-high heat. Our chicken smells so good. Starting to float. Now when it starts to float, it's when you know it's almost starting to get done. So you want to wait till it starts to float for you to go in and mess with it. Because if you mess with it before, then that causes your crust or the flour causes it to break off of the chicken, and it'll be bald in some spots, and you don't want that. So if it's floating like that and you see that maybe some pieces need to be turned around, go ahead, turn it around. Alright, and you see here how it's starting to boil. Okay, so we've been letting that reduce for 10 minutes. It tastes really good, but I'm going to go ahead and throw some sugar in there. And don't think that the sugar is going to take away from the spiciness, because it absolutely won't. Just gives it a good flavor. You could also use honey or agave nectar if you don't want to use sugar. But I'm using sugar. I'm going to stir that in. And we're going to go ahead and just put that on low now. And feel free to taste. If you would need to add some more seasoning, go ahead and add you some more seasoning in there. Would you look at this? Just beautiful. Okay, our chicken is done, and I have it on my baking sheet. The reason I have it on my baking sheet is because it allows air to flow through, so that way it doesn't get soggy. If you do not put your chicken on a baking sheet, there's a very good chance that your chicken could get soggy. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go straight in, and we're going to throw it in here. I usually put it in a bowl and then I dump the bowl in and over, but it's pretty late and I'm hungry. So I'm just going to do it this way. Just go ahead and just mix them around. And you could, if you want to, you can throw them in the oven for some of the sauce to dry, but I'm not going to do that today. Like I said, it's pretty late and I'm hungry. I'm just ready to go in for it. But if you want to, if you're that person, then you can put your oven to 375 and let them cook for 7 minutes. Would you look at that? There we have it. Homemade hot wings. I'm telling you, if you try them my way, you will never order wings again. It's beautiful. So good.